Hi everyone, welcome to another family member reading. We're going to tune into Dad. I'm going to do a pick a deck for this reading just in case there's a wealth of information and just kind of a split between maybe dads who have crossed over already or dads who are present or estranged. I'm going to timestamp below, so you can either pause the video here to pick a deck or you can do the timestamps and just kind of jump ahead. I'm an organic reader, so you will see me moving the cards between each group. And I'll actually just move them for now. I'm going to focus on Dad with the charms, but we'll see if he draws the energy elsewhere. So let's dive in. Group number one. Just discarding some charms off the top. So let's see, what kind of conversation does Dad want to have with us today? Like I said, if you're drawn to this deck, it might be because your dad has crossed over, or potentially if your dad is still living, your relationship could be estranged. He may not be a talker, right? He may not open up. I'm feeling movement here, so I'm just going to pause here while I'm kind of babbling. So yeah, your dad or dad-like figure in your life can still be around, but maybe they're just not expressing themselves to you, or these are things they wish they could say to you, or they want to repeat to you. So I am tapping into any father souls here who want to come forward to all of you today. I will move that to where it belongs. I'm still feeling movement up in this corner. I'm just gonna wait it out. A lot of believing in yourself, similar to the mom reading. I wonder why we're all kind of suffering with confidence, self-doubt right now. We did just go through a period of time. I feel all of us felt movement over here. So period of time that feels kind of rocky from the June readings that I've been doing and the health checkup readings and even some of my client readings. People reaching out, having gone through a period of time, a moment, right? And just needing clarity on that. Okay, so they're using the sibling heart here, which is fine. They definitely want to get that message through. I'm just going to put the charms back where they want them. Usually, if they're out, they're discarded, but I knew they fell here. Another follow your heart. I just came from a mom reading where it was about following your heart. This one fell up there, but it does feel purposely placed down here, showering you with love from heaven here in this bag full of love. Okay, I'm going to move the charms and let's get the cards going. Cards will just help elaborate, help you connect more, maybe see your father's personality in the cards. Oh, that's my guardian angel. So he came flying out. So if he's here, there's going to be a pretty significant portion of father souls that he's crossing over here. He's bringing forward with me. So this entire group might be, fathers that have crossed over, or maybe they're quite ill as well. That maybe you think that they're close to crossing. Interesting. I don't usually just toss them all in the same place. Okay, I'll just kind of see what they're drawing my attention to. Okay. All right, so deck number one. Just going to see where the dad wants to start. Sorry if you hear a bunch of noise. I'm adjusting my chair here. I don't know if you just started adjusting. I was fine in my readings so far, and now I needed to significantly adjust here. So maybe there's some uneasiness, uncomfortableness. Maybe you haven't thought of connecting with your dad since he crossed, or maybe even just the thought of connecting with your dad makes you uneasy. So think maybe I'll just go this way a bit, just with the chart, and just focus in here where we need to focus and give some room here to the cards. Okay. I think I'm going to start here with these 3 charms. I've been kind of fussing and playing around over here with the cards and the paper. So we're going to kick off with the shower of love, maybe to calm us down. Like I said, I've been shifting around here in my seat nervously. And this is a bag full of love. A bag full of love on showering you with love. So there's a lot of love coming your way. Maybe you haven't been feeling it as it relates to Dad. But he's definitely smothering you with it. Okay. So you haven't failed. Oh, well, maybe that's why I started off with this feeling of self-doubt. My dash hound is about looking for something lost. Maybe you feel lost. It's also looking in the wrong place, which, if the message is you haven't failed, means you are looking in the wrong place. You're looking at self-doubt. Maybe you're looking at other people and where they're at. All of us progress on our own pace. So maybe you've been feeling some sense of envy, or with the loss of Dad here, maybe you feel like you have no direction. You've lost your sense of direction, but you haven't. You have not misstepped. That's coming pretty clearly here from Dad. And then I get my firefighter charms, and I'm really reading into this as just an X, like a stop it. Stop with the negative thinking, stop with the negative talk, stop with thinking that you have failed. Pretty clear cut, flashing red sign here, stop sign. See what cards were paired with that. Starting off with a Star Child card, which really, this is, from a parent to call you their star child, right? This is pride. I'm proud of you. Coming back to the you haven't failed. It's also a star child. So you're magical, you're talented, you're gifted. Look in the mirror, right? Look at yourself, star child. What do you see when you look at yourself? What magic, what talents, what gifts are you seeing here? Kind of take a moment, lock eyes with yourself, remind yourself. Dad's definitely trying to remind you. And I was just drawn to the dog again, right? The star formation here, the celestial, there we go, celestial formation. I was trying to get the right word. Is our dog, our dash hound, right? If you're looking and seeking answers, you have those answers. You are the answer. You are the answer. Your talents, your gifts. You are the answer. I really like that card with that card. Dads always know the right thing to say, right? Okay. Well, that gets followed with the Magic Guardian. So here you are manifesting, right? Your guardian angel is walking with you. That's why the wings are behind you here. They're right with you on this path that you're on. Again, you haven't failed. You're on the right path. So if you've been asking, like, Dad, should I keep doing this? Or Dad, what I've done wrong? The answer is nothing. Keep doing this. Yes, keep doing what you're doing. You haven't failed. You're not doing anything wrong. You're actually manifesting. And when we're in the moment of manifestation, magic doesn't always feel so good. Sometimes shifts. As humans, we can see it as a negative. It's actually a positive. You need to sometimes do a major change of environment, but I'm not feeling that for you. This is more of a stay true to self. Stay true to your gifts and your talents and your knowledge, what you know is right, what you know you possess, what you have. So, if you have a job offer, stand steadfast for what you want, right? The title that you want, the compensation that you want, you know your value here, and you're manifesting your dreams. So something's happening right now. You're working on something, and with the faltering here. So that's why I'm confirming that you're working on something. Something's on your mind that you think that you failed at it. And then we have the air guardian. So it's saying shift your perception. I usually don't lean in too much into all the context of a card. I just kind of step in as a reader, but I was being drawn to her wings, right? The leap of faith, right? The air and the movement in her hair. Coming back again to your sense of failure. If you feel like you've been falling or faltering, you actually haven't been. You've been flying. Catching those air pockets. Sometimes they push you down a bit, but you are soaring. So don't misread, right, your perception. Don't misread a little bounce in flight for anything other than what it is at this time. So little hiccups, right? Little hiccups in the road. Nothing you can't overcome, right? You can overcome an air pocket, a little dip in the air. And then we've got the transformation path that you're on here. All these dimensions of you. Maybe that's why you feel like you're faltering. Maybe you're feeling like you're being pulled in every which way, every aspect of life right now. So could be finances, career, could be family, could be personal life, could be involvement, like being drawn into and pulled into support and help others. But a full shape shifting means all aspects of you is changing. You're maturing emotionally. You're maturing mentally. You're tapping into your wisdom, right? The ancestors here, your celestial soul. Maybe you're becoming more spiritual, more intuitive, tapping into that more, following your gut more. So you are going through a major transformation. So no wonder you're feeling a bit, I don't know, maybe I'm falling here, right? You don't realize you're growing and testing and trying out your new wings here that you've developed, that you've manifested. So great things are coming, whatever you're manifesting. I believe you're already flying towards it. You're already in this transformation stage. Like I said, her baby wings here are starting to mature, and I'm seeing all this maturity around you in every aspect of your life, your entire world. Okay. So we have direction over here. So direction and direction. Love who you are. Well, okay, so you haven't failed, so some self-love. But my camp sign is all about head in the other direction. So your perception, right, kind of connects back to this first card and the love, the first message Dad came out with, which is you need to turn around and you need to head back to who you are, who you know you are. This can also be a look back at childhood with Dad, right, with the camp, going away to camp. So there could be some memories, some moments, some lessons that Dad wants to draw your memory back to. Maybe you're going through a similar experience that you forgot that as a kid you observed Dad going through it. And it's interesting because it's paired with lack of clarity, more information. And it's my heart here. So, this information, this news is being sent to you with love. So Dad is definitely asking you to kind of look back and reminding you that maybe he's already taught you this, maybe he's already showed you this, or maybe you have at least an example that you can kind of lean on, right? Dad did it this way, so it won't quite work for me, but I can do this, this, and this, and I have to adjust just this way, right? Be who you are. So do it your way. Maybe you've been leaning too much on how Dad did it and he wants you to go, yeah, you can see how I did it, but what's your way? What's your method? So regain clarity is right under clarity here. And what I love is the horse is running towards the moon, and the moon is follow your dreams. You've planted the seed. So we already saw this transformation already happening here. So you've already planted the seed for a dream that you're following, a wish that you wanted to come true. And it's incoming fast here. So they want you to maybe calm down emotionally. That's how we regain clarity of mind, is to help kind of settle our emotions. But something's incoming to you fast. There is a dream come true, a wish come true that is about to connect with you. So, you're going to be prepared because Dad's prepared you for this moment. But you need to be in a peaceful, restful state with the moon, right? So emotionally peaceful, rested, or just your mind needs to be a bit more stable than where you're at right now, right? This feeling of failure. Well, you're not. So you need to move to a feeling of failure to a feeling of acceptance. I'm ready to receive. I've got this. Let's see. Oh, well, believe in yourself. So I was just saying that. And the elephant here is charging forward with confidence. That's what this means. So, bravery, courage, and stay in the direction you're going as well. That's what this charm is. Keep heading down your path, and it's a strong elephant so that you can move barriers and blockades out of your way, right? You can just trudge right on through those with the belief in yourself. Back yourself here. We have, just do it, no fear, follow your heart. So the exact same sentiment here as the elephant. And I have my large turtle here, so my wise one. So if this is Dad, I think for those of you watching, if not all, a significant portion of you, Dad was your source of wisdom, right? Dad knows everything. I think I said that off the top with this group. Didn't I say Dad knows best? So that feeling kind of already came through, and he's kind of chuckling here with you, saying, yeah, I know you think that way, but follow your heart. Just do it and do it your way. Because soon, people are going to be looking to you, or maybe people are already looking to you thinking that you're the dad that knows best. You're the mom that knows best. You're the sibling that knows best. And your dad here is reminding you of that. Like, I gave you everything that you needed in childhood so that you can do and be your best here. Okay. Fox, a wolf, and an eagle. So we've got some powerful spirit animal energy here. So look up the spirit energy, the spiritual meanings behind eagle, wolf, and fox, and see how each of those resonate with you at this time. But they're definitely drawing me in very strongly to those three animals. So lean into that. Lean into the spiritual energy that these spirit animals are bringing to you now. Maybe it's the courage, the bravery, the sense of focus and direction so that you don't get swayed, right? Because each of these are quite powerful animal species in their own right? The eagle with its flight and its gift of sight, right? The wolf, the leader of the pack, the one that makes all the good decisions of where to be and where to go. So we have that leader of the pack mentality that we had in the reading already. This is you taking over, right? You're shape shifting. Dad's handing it off to you. Now you're the leader. And also with the fox, right? The fox is strategic and innovative and creative. Witty. They're beautiful. I mean, all these species are nice to look at, but the fox in particular is, we use it in our language, foxy, gray fox, silver fox. What a fox. So there's this call to remember your beauty and your value, your strength, your leadership, and your gifts and your talents, right? Can you fly? Can you see? and dad's here, right? Father sky, right? The dad looking over you, looking proudly from beyond wherever he is, right? Crossed over, just at a distance from you, or just distant from you emotionally, right? He's wrapped in blue here. So, like I said off the top, that you could just have a father that doesn't really express himself well, but this is definitely how he feels, right? He really kind of sees you as kind of stepping up here and being his like the succession, right? The handing down of lineage. You've definitely fallen into that role very well. So kind of embrace it, but don't forget who you are in that role. Don't give your all into this role. You still have to remember who you are, right? We've got the look at you here with the fox spirit and where we started with star child. So a fox and a star child layered on top, and kind of how your dad wanted me to bring it right back to you, and sort of this. I don't know why I love the way this card is designed so much, but just kind of, again, right? Look at you. This is your soul, right? Your soul wants to look at you. Your dad has brought forward your soul to remind you. This is you. Like, look at you. This is my child. Look how wonderful they are. Look what they can manifest. Look how they're already transforming and growing. They're fantastic. So this is a really positive, happy, energetic, like pride-fueled energy and feeling that I'm getting from dad here. So hopefully you felt it too, and was able to take away some sense of clarity and direction and love, and let go of this second guessing yourself. Am I doing things right? Am I going in the right direction? What am I doing? You can let go of all of that. Dad's saying you're doing everything just fine, and you're doing it your way. Okay. So I'm just going to clean up here because I'm an organic reader. So you can pop away now, or you can join us for deck number 2 if you were connected with the other deck. There might be more messages in there for you. Okay. Grab the deck back. Okay, so group number 2, you were drawn to the second deck here. So we're going to listen to Dad, see what messages he has for us. It could be Dad who crossed over, or Dad still present in our life, but these are just things left unsaid, or they really, like in their heart of hearts, they really wish that you would heed kind of this advice, this feedback, this love from them. So I'm going to do the charms first. I'm going to start with focusing here on Dad's center, and then we'll move around the rest of the board in case. I'm just pausing whenever I feel movement. Just kind of tuning in here. I think we have apology coming. Yeah. Maybe apology for things said, just the way the charms fell. But it's interesting to have the apology bear on top of I'm sorry. So double apology, so heartfelt apology. Okay, I'm just going to check, see if there's messages elsewhere. Oh, okay. I'm going to put it back where I feel like they want a couple more charms over here. Maybe elaborate on this question. Oh, yep. Okay. And I'll just do a pass over Mom, see if there's any messages over here. Okay. Get these out of the way. Just a reminder, I did timestamp below, so you could skip all of the process if you're not someone who's into process. I'm just going to try to group these all. At least these 3 definitely wanted to be on this question. Okay, I'm just going to turn these upright. That's just the way I like to read my charms, and also see them on camera. And now we'll complement with the cards, and this will just help further elaborate the scenario or the context, help you connect with your dad more, sort of see and feel his energy, and help you to kind of relate to the messaging. So we'll see where they fall, and I'll adjust to make sure we can get all the cards on camera as we jump in there. I'm pausing in a weird place here and kind of swallowing hard. So I don't know if you are drinking or if you like gulped, like, oh God, what does Dad have to say to me? Maybe there's a bit of fearfulness coming into this reading. Yeah, I feel more like drinking. I feel like maybe you were just suddenly swallowed hard. You know how like sometimes we take a drink, but either for some reason we take a bit much or we just swallow oddly for that one time, one reason. I feel like maybe that kind of happened here. Just sort of the lingering kind of tightness I'm feeling here a bit on my throat. Okay. I think I'm going to start here with the apology, the I'm sorry. I don't know if the camera just picked that up, but thunder just crashed. So, and I did pick up my vampire teeth. This is about negative talk, maybe even gossip, maybe negative things, maybe a negative exchange happened between you, or this could be you. Maybe you don't have very positive words towards your father, positive feelings related to the past. I'm sorry for the past. This could be things that were said in the past or not said in the past, things left unsaid in the past, or like I said, your feelings now. So, if someone's to ask you about your father, you might be like, nope, not a topic for me. And he did come in with my apology bear, extending the friendship here. 80s child, I always read this as sunshine, care bear, friendship bear, with the flower here in the sentiment. This is also a charm about being in recovery and healing. So there is a feeling here from Dad that definitely wants to repair and kind of heal with you in this apology. I'm sorry. So again, I'm sorry for things said, sorry for things left unsaid, or I'm sorry for things done in the past that are making you sort of feel this hatred towards Dad. I shouldn't say hatred, just, we talk negatively, right? When we've been hurt. Doesn't mean just negative talk. So we're showering with love. And I have my big turtle, my incoming wisdom turtle, source of a lot of support. So this could be someone in your life that you see. I don't feel like it's Dad. I feel like it will be somebody else that's currently around you that you can lean on. Maybe you're not leaning on them. The other connotation that I'm leaning towards, because it's on showering with love from the angels, is the divine intervention that this charm means. It's a pretty, and he just jumped off my finger after all this time. So that's probably the yes from the angels. There's some divine intervention coming in. This is a big push on your life. I'm not sure what area, so maybe that'll be in the cards, but this is, again, the angels. Maybe if your dad crossed over, this is your dad's soul coming in, and this is a shove on your soul path. So a shove forward, like a leap forward, or a shove back on if you've deviated. What I find interesting is on no is magical moments. But this is also my charm of reminiscing and memories. So maybe we have the double connotation here of the past. So there could be something in the past that you're misremembering, or having been a child at the time, you would not have the full picture. You would not have the full story. And it's coming after this big shove, and it's a magical moment. So there may have been a big change. So for example, of that would be Dad was not in your life. He left Mom, or he left the family for this reason, and he's trying to say that you probably don't know the full context of that, but it was the right thing to do for you. It was the best thing for you. His big shove was actually a positive for you. So there's this no, there's this countering to your thinking. He's pushing back with his no. It wasn't that. It wasn't like that. There's this. It needed to happen for you. Okay. Gonna make sure. Just checking the camera, make sure it's focused. Especially with the dragon cards, I like to. There's much details. There's a lot of money, a lot of wealth, a lot of green, but there's also a lot of healing. With this being Archangel Raphael's color. So either a lot of non-healing, like monetary relationship versus emotional relationship. You know, the dad who comes in to, the dad that shows up on the birthday, drops off the gift, but in 10, 15 minutes, you're watching him walk out the door. And then I feel that kind of changed. You know, I feel this is dad here and this is you walking away. So, the visitation's quite limited here and it's transactional with all these coins, these transactional meetings, the showing off here of wealth, kind of displaying, the gift, look what I've got for you. Come here, I got you something. So maybe that's what he's apologizing for, is apologizing for having a more transactional relationship with you. There had to be a give and take. There wasn't any conversation. Because even here, you're surrounded by your gifts, by these presents, but you're looking away. You just want to kind of talk to him, but he's not there. You're all by yourself. You're just there with your stuff. I can't help but really tune into the clouds, right? The heaven like scene, the airy scene. So this is definitely an acknowledgement from dad who's crossed over. This is connecting back to this profound apology that this was our relationship, either in and out, or again, just a transactional. Um, I thought that's what being a dad was to give you things, not give you time with me or myself, not talk to you. There's this lack of conversation. And if your dad's present, then this is lack of conversation, sort of that estrangedness vibe that I'm getting, the distance. He's looking off towards you. He's not with you. Again, right? He's looking off towards you. He's sending you things, right? He's shipping you things, but he's not with you in any of these cards. So the emotional apology with that. Oh, maybe I'll stick it up here. Okay, so let's see what he wants to talk about over here. Where he wants to start with these. I I don't know why. I don't usually tune in, but I just wiped a eyelash away. So I don't know if you expressed a wish just then, um, and it's going to come true. Like, I wish I could have connected with my dad emotionally. Well, it's happening right now, right? Your dad is connecting with you, and you can um, connect with your dad obviously through your heart, mind, and talk to him directly if you want to start healing here. Oh, we did have the recovery bear. And I was wondering why I was getting recovery, because it was more friendship, but recovery. So healing, emotional healing here with the archangels. You know what? I went to flip the cards over, so I'm going to do the cards first and see why I was flipping the cards over first. This doesn't feel like it's in the right place. Okay. There's this fear of you becoming that coldness. I keep being drawn to the darker, larger dragon every time I look at this, and the cold, stone-like feeling, tonality of the card here, the metallic, the shields up, lack of emotion as well. So maybe there's a fear that, like father, like child in terms of expression, in terms of showing love to others, expressing love. We we learn a certain way, right? Our family dynamic is a certain way, and it's not easy for us to not replicate that. But there's a fear that you will, whether that's your fear, and you keep proactively pushing against that. And maybe that's what this big push is here that I was feeling. And the looking back, the reminiscing. Maybe your dad wants to really tap into this reading and use this reading to push you away from being, emotionally disconnected here, kind of sheltered, closed off. I don't want to say stone-like, but I don't think that you're like a rigid person or non-compassionate or empathetic person, but you have a set way of doing things, and there is just lack of emotion with that. Um, and then you're paired with the complete opposite here, right? Hot and cold, hot and cold. Maybe that's how your relationship is with your father, or was. It was hot and cold. We have the in and out. So he's also acknowledging your feelings, right? You're indifferent towards, or shut off towards, or you're angry and frustrated with. I wonder why these are coming out as like warnings, cautions. I'm going to ignore those cards for a second. I want to tap into the charms here. Okay, so this tile says, ask me, which is interesting that he would choose encouragement for you to talk with him when clearly, there's negativity here with the vampire teeth, right? We were talking about conversation or ill will, or words spoken. And my necklace here is all about ancestors. We are talking to dad and the family. We're connecting into your soul family as well. Anybody that's crossed over. So lineage, family lineage. I was just talking about family dynamic as well. So maybe there's a request here of you, more so of your dad asking you to just kind of acknowledge maybe his upbringing, the lineage. I'm wondering if this is an ask for you to break the cycle, because I did start off with the warning here of dad being worried that you're turning out to be like him. And the sense of this emotional closeness, this hot, cold kind of relationship. And we have the call back to ancestors, lineage. So for me, this is like breaking a family cycle. And if there's an ask for you to break it, that means you have the ability to do it. You're overwhelmed with emotion, right? If this is your childhood, the friendship bear here, you're nothing but emotions. Maybe you grew up and felt like your family turned your emotions off. Maybe you're in a family where your emotion center got turned off. You were an emotional child, and then you became an adult, and you're cold here, right? And there's an ask here to break the cycle. You don't have to be that way. Maybe you're with someone, because there is a partnership here. Maybe you're with someone, or you're surrounded by people who are very emotional, right? Very fiery. and you're like, what the heck? I don't understand this. And your family's going, yes, that's the better way to be. Like, release your emotions, speak your mind, open up. This is learning from the past as well. So learning from your childhood, and if you're about to have children yourself, or you're growing your family, or you're just around extended family, or around youth, the impact that you can have on youth around you, in terms of their emotional health, and how they grow up to be, right? We all know that, but sometimes we just don't really know that, right? The things we say around them, or near them, can have a pretty significant shift here, right? A profound shift. The wolf is about talking too, and I just heavily cleared my throat, so I don't know if you're agreeing with me. You just kind of spoke aloud yourself. But the wolf is all about talking, pumping up the volume. So again, this kind of closed offness, so an encouragement to talk, to pump up your volume, to seek better balance in a relationship, express yourself, make sure that your needs are met, but you're also listening and helping them with theirs. Leader of the pack here, a wolf. And wolves are all about loyalty in a relationship, and kind of the roles. So maybe, making sure that you're supporting their role and you're fulfilling your role. And if it's not a relationship, it's just with peers, right? In your group of friends, and in the extended family. And it's on Ask Me, so you could be very much that leader, right? You can be that source of wisdom, that guide. If you're breaking a cycle, if you're breaking a pattern, a family pattern, you're the leader, right? You're the first of. So people will come to you and ask you, how did you do that? And the Made with Love means like follow a passion, follow your heart. And maybe you've been wondering, or just naturally feeling like, I should be more expressive. And then you catch yourself and go, well, no, I was taught not to be. And they're like, no, yes, be expressive, follow your heart. What's fire, right? Fire is passion. Let it out. You're made with love. So maybe you're someone who doesn't speak often because you're worried about how it'll be taken. You don't need to do that anymore. Open your heart or mind. And my singular flip-flop is about taking that first step yourself, without support, because you can do it. So it's not my pairs of flip-flops, which is someone helping you, whether angel or not. Dad is saying here, your dad energy here is letting you know that you can be the first person to do this. It's almost like you're the chosen soul here within your family of souls. You're the one that's going to do this. You're the one that has the ability to what's the saying? Show by doing, right? Be an example, be an exemplar example, showing that something is possible. You don't have to talk if you're not a talker, but you can just do. You can just be more expressive. You can hug more, kiss more. You can just do that. So kind of the open your heart and mind is encouragement for you, to allow you to do it. Because I honestly feel like you naturally are just that way. You have that natural disposition. We have Dare to Be Different, Brilliant, Gifted Person, and You Can Create It, You Can Do It message. And it's with my wine barrel, my celebration. They're popping the cork here for you. So that is very much encouraging and celebrating the person you are today, because I believe you're already not like Dad in certain respects. And he's proud that you've kind of come into your own, that you're your own person, but kind of shake off everything that is Dad and be your own person. Dare to be different. You can do it. That messaging, right? Don't do as Dad did in everything, because I faltered, especially in this emotional connection, conversation, talking. That's where he's really highlighting that he really faltered and let you down. So emotion and conversation. So displays of affection, that's not monetary. that's not doing stuff. So hugging, holding you, clapping, just being present for things, or emotionally available to you, an actual conversation. So the 2 cards I kind of just shoved away here. Come back to these and kind of end on these. So I think really the way I was displaying them was like if you come back to yourself here, right? If you come back down to who you are, this loving, emotional dragon down here, all this wealth and abundance and prosperity that you have in all areas of your life, right? You're gonna attract it. You're like dive bombing here into yourself, into your true self, into your innate nature. You might have a strong exterior. You might have this strong exterior that people see, but you know how we say some people are like puppies inside. You're so hard on the outside, but you're so soft and lovable on the inside. I feel like that's you, and they really want you to like jump in here, right? You're diving off your board. You're going all in on your emotions and on your true self, and your world is going to have that major shift. We saw that here with love, and then we have the wealth and abundance and love and wishes coming true. So dreams coming true. So I'm really going to encourage you to just embrace your innate nature, who you are, just naturally. Just go with it. If you feel like you need to express yourself and speak up and say something, go with it. You're going to learn along the way on what worked and didn't work in expressing yourself. But do it. Express yourself in conversations. Be active in conversations. Participate. Look at that. I just said conversations. It looks like they're talking to each other here. So be expressive in your life. But also emotionally, just let your version of you, the emotional version of you, just come out, right? Your passion come out, and that's really the message here from Dad. So 2 great, loving, beautiful messages from Dad. So I look forward to checking in with you guys the next time we reconnect with our family to see what the next message is. I mean, they're already celebrating you, so if you're heading down this breaking the cycle, it'll be nice to see what the next message is, sort of the progress of that. So I'll see you all next time when we chat with Dad.